All right, so it is already 11:52. So I will start my lecture now. Share my screen. All right. So in the last class, what we had covered. So let me recapitulate everything. Um, First of all, we talked about data. Right. We talked about the definition of data, what we mean by data. It is aggregate of facts and figures. And I also clarified that it is not necessarily always numerical data, but data in form of text, video, images. That can be also considered as data. We just need specific tools to analyze that data so that we can get information, some insights from data. So we talked about data and information. Information is when you have already sorted the data and you have got some insights about the data. आपको already उससे कुछ insights मिल रही है data में. And data as it is unorganized kind of thing. Just facts and figures put in one shell, and you just don't know what it is saying until unless you analyze it, right? So that is what we discussed. Then second thing we discussed about population and sample, because these are very often used terminologies. That is why it is very important to get the correct essence of these terminologies. Population, as some of you already told, that it is aggregate of all the units under study. So it is totality of all the units or items or individuals under study. So in population, we might have living items or non-living items. I mean, living people, it could be a population of human beings, animals, or it could be a population of pens, pen maybe, or maybe vehicles, trucks, whatever we are trying to study. So everything under the sun, I mean not under the sun, everything what we are going to study, that is constituting our population. And what is sample? It is a part of population. It is a small portion of population that represent all the characteristics of that population. So that is called sample. And because we cannot have always access to population data, because it is very large in size. If it is very large in size and we cannot have access to all the units of population, then we prefer to work with a sample. We select a sample, and there are various techniques of selecting a sample. Using those techniques, we select a sample and then we carry out all our analysis on the sample in general, and then we draw our conclusions. Next, we talked about variables. So just interrupt me if anything was not clear previous day. Variables, we said that first of all we need to determine a variable, and then only we can start collecting data. So variables are any characteristic of a population or sample for which we need to collect data. So variable could be gender, variable could be marks, height, weight, it could be agricultural production, it could be number of units, number of vehicles manufactured in Tata Motors company. So it can be any kind of variable, in any kind of any characteristic which defines the population. So as the name suggests, variables, we generally take variable जो कि vary करता है. So that characteristic of a population we consider as a variable which varies across units. So for example, gender, there could be some males, there could be some females, right? Number of vehicles produced, so number of vehicles produced could be 0, number of vehicles manufactured could be 50, could be 100, like this. So it is varying, right? If there is something which is not varying at all, there is no need to consider that as a variable. We talked about variables and observations. Observations means the units under each variable. When we have the units, those records are called observations. Next, we talked about scales of measurement. So because we were trying to distinguish data into different, different categories, so we came across uh, four categories based on measures of scale, right? Measures of scale, and based on measures of scale, we understood that there are broadly four types of data: nominal scale data, then ordinal scale data, interval scale data, and ratio scale data, right? So we were already discussing nominal scale data and nominal scale data and ordinal scale data. Two more uh, two more data types are remaining to be discussed, so that I will be covering today. So I had already discussed this one. If you remember this one, nominal scale data, generally these are the labels or identifiers. So इसको हम rank या order नहीं कर सकते. These are just the names. So it could be name, gender, religion, which you cannot rank or order. Forget about any other kind of processing of data. Mean, median, mean, median, ये सब तो आप calculate नहीं कर सकते. The only thing you can calculate in a nominal scale data is mode. Mode means the value which is occurring most number of times. So in gender, if male is coming most number of times, then mode will be male. After nominal scale data, I had discussed about ordinal scale data. Ordinal scale data, data which can be ranked or ordered, okay, based on any characteristic. So we talked about grades. Grades can be ranked or ordered, right? Because we already know that A plus, this means this is the highest grade. This, it represents the highest band of marks. And then A, then B plus, then B. So we can rank or order the marks of the students. We can rank or order the students according to their grades. So that is called ordinal scale data. So this is the second highest form of a data set. Some of you also gave the examples of ordinal scale data. For example, designation. Somebody said that designations based on their work experience or date of joining, they are, some are managers, some are subordinate people. So that is how also we can rank or order people, and that would considered as that would be considered as ordinal scale data. T-shirt size and all. So what we are going to cover today. So let me just give you an outline what we are going to cover today. So we will first complete types of data. Types of data that is based on measurement scales. So abhi hamara baki hai interval scale data and ratio scale data. So we will discuss that, and then we will be discussing some more terminologies. So some more terminologies, for example, what is qualitative data, what is quantitative data, because sometimes in MCQs, these kind of questions are asked. Qualitative data, quantitative data. We will also discuss about cross-sectional data and time series data. What are the basic differences between these two? We will discuss about some data sources. Data, we are always, talking about data, but where to get data, right? When you need to analyze your data for your study, for some purpose, you need to also identify data sources. Kahan se data milega? So there are broadly two sources, primary and secondary. We will discuss that. And then if time permits, we will then start our main topic, content of unit 1, that is measures of central tendency or central value, right? So if you see your syllabus, let me share this screen. All right, so if you see your syllabus, the first unit is measures of central value. This is your first unit, and it is also called measures of central tendency. And I had already told you that basically we will be covering mean, median, mode, harmonic mean, geometric mean under this unit. But before coming to that mean, median, mode, it is very much needed that you understand nature of data, so that you can understand किस में किस डेटा सेट में हम किस तरह का मेजर्स कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं एंड किस तरह का नहीं कर सकते. So that is why this all discussion about measurement scales and types of data. Okay, so let's now continue our discussion. So now, interval scale data. As you saw that nominal scale data and ordinal scale data, these are actually in form of text. These are also called categorical data. So we can, club these two types of data, and these are coming under categorical data or qualitative data. Categorical और qualitative data, because ये text के form में होता है. Even if it is in number format, then also those numbers are representing the text only. So 1 2 अगर हम male female को देते हैं, so 1 means male and 2 means female. So even if it is in number format, it is not numerical data, rather these are just the labels, so it would come under nominal scale data, right? So nominal scale data and ordinal scale data, these are also called categorical data or qualitative data, because ये numbers के format में नहीं है, these are in form of text. Then interval scale data and ratio scale data, these come under numerical data. ये दोनों numerical data के type है. So these come under, both of these come under numerical data. And this is also called quantitative data. Quantitative data, जो कि number format में है. Either numerical data or quantitative data, these are synonyms used interchangeably. Now, what is interval scale data? In this kind of data, we have the data in form of numbers. So that means we can perform arithmetic operations with that data, but there are some restrictions to that. So let us see the example which I had given you in the last class. We had this data set, right, where we had name of students, gender, midterm marks, where negative marks were also there, right? So if you see this midterm marks, here I have the marks in form of numbers, 10, minus 10, 12. These are marks in form of numbers. But the problem is we don't have a definite zero in this marks, okay? So, I mean, theoretically, the marks can go up to any, negative point. Similarly, if you see other variable, for example, temperature, अगर इस data set में नहीं है वो, but sometimes we capture temperature of a place, right? Temperature. Now in temperature, generally, if it is in Celsius, temperature हमारा, suppose somewhere it is minus 26 degrees Celsius, it could be. Somewhere it is minus 5, somewhere it is 0, somewhere it is 27, 35, maybe 45, right? So we have here, so these are all in Celsius. So we have here the numbers, these are all in numbers, right? So we can add and subtract them. But the problem with these numbers is we cannot multiply or divide them. Why? Because we do not have a definite zero. ये definite zero का मतलब ये है कि zero तो है, 0 degree Celsius है, but theoretically the temperature can go up to minus infinity and up to plus infinity, theoretically, not in real sense. So that means zero lowest point नहीं है. So we cannot say, we can just say that if it is suppose minus 5 degrees Celsius and if it is suppose 0 degrees Celsius, we can just compare these two places जहाँ पे ये temperature है, and we can say that this place, suppose this is place A and place B, place A is 5 degrees Celsius cooler than place B. Because इसका temperature का difference 5 degrees Celsius है. So we can calculate the difference. Difference is 5 degrees Celsius. But we cannot say that ये, for example, अगर मैं इसमें 1 degree Celsius लिखूं, somewhere it is 1 degree Celsius and this is place C. So I cannot say that the temperature at place A is 5 times, times जब मैं बोल रही हूँ, that means I'm multiplying with 5. I'm calculating the ratio. I cannot say that this temperature at place A is 5 times cooler than temperature at place C. 5 से मैं multiply नहीं कर सकती, Why? Because definite 0 is not there. 0 is not the lowest point. So I cannot multiply or divide the numbers. You understood my point here? Because 0 is not the lowest limit. I can go up to minus infinity. I can go up to plus infinity. So I can only calculate the difference between two numbers, but I cannot multiply or divide them. And that is the restriction here. So I cannot perform all kind of arithmetic operations. Only the addition and subtraction I can do. So this kind of data is called interval scale data. Interval scale data here, the units are equally paced. Interval equal होता है, जैसे कि 1 degree Celsius, 2 degree Celsius. I know that definite 1 degree का interval है. But the problem is here we don't have definite 0. 0 is not defined. 0 is not the lowest point, and that is why we cannot calculate. We cannot do multiplication or division. We cannot do. So that means we cannot calculate ratio. हम इसको ऐसे ratio नहीं calculate कर सकते. -5 divided by 1. इस तरह से हम ratio नहीं calculate कर सकते. And we cannot say कि ये 5 गुना ज्यादा है या 5 गुना कम है. That is how we cannot interpret these values. So when we have negative values in the data set, we can say that this is coming under interval scale data if we do not have a definite 0. So here midterm marks, this would come under interval scale data, right? So we have the values in form of numbers. So just because we have the values in form of numbers, that means we can calculate, we can add them. So we can calculate mean, because we can add them and we can divide the sum total of the values by the number of observations. So we can calculate mean temperature here in this case. We can calculate differences. एक प्लेस से दूसरे प्लेस में टेम्परेचर का डिफरेंस क्या है, बट वी कैन नॉट कैलकुलेट रेशियो. वी कैन नॉट कैलकुलेट रेशियो ऑफ द टेम्परेचर, और मिड टर्म मार्क्स का हम रेशियो नहीं निकाल सकते. So that is the type of interval scale data. Next category is ratio scale data, which is the highest form of data. So if you have the data in form of ratio scale, that means you can perform any kind of statistical analysis to that. So statisticians basically prefer ratio scale data. जितना ज्यादा हमारे पास नंबर के फॉर्मेट में डेटा होंगे, नंबर के फॉर्मेट में without any restriction, the more analysis and all the sophisticated tools we can apply to that data. So for example, here n-term marks data, you can see here the mark starts from 0, and so 0 is the lowest value and 100 is the highest value, and all the marks are in form of pure numbers, right? We don't have text here. So 56, 74, 59, 44, these are all numbers. So we can add these numbers and we can say that the sum of marks of, suppose Rohan and Sohan is suppose 156. So I can add the numbers. I can subtract the numbers. I can say that the difference between Rohan's marks and Sohan's marks is this much, 35. I can say. And I can also calculate the ratio. मैं ये बोल सकती हूँ कि किसी को इससे 5 times more marks मिला है, किसी को इससे 10 times more marks मिला है. So that is how I can compare the data by calculating the ratio also. So that is why this n-term marks would be considered as ratio scale data. So just let me know if it is not clear. So coming back to this interval scale data, we can have negative values. 0 is not well defined. So here the example will be temperature. Temperature of a place. Marks where negative marks are there. Where negative marks are there. So sometimes in competitive exams, you have negative marking also. So those kind of data can be considered as interval scale data. Ratio scale data, all other forms of data. For example, weight, individual's weight. So it is if it is measured in kilogram, suppose. So 0 kilogram is, that means 0, koi weight hi nahi hai. Okay, that is the lowest point. And highest could be anything. Theoretically, it can go up to infinity, plus infinity. But negative weight is not possible, right? किसी का माइनस में वेट नहीं हो सकता. सो इट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज रेशियो स्केल डेटा. वेट, height, then you can give me some examples. Suppose number of road accidents. Number of road accidents in a day. Yes, this can be also considered as a variable. Why I am saying so? When um, we'll be talking about probability distributions, we will see how Poisson distribution and normal distribution, these consider these kind of variables as random variables. So we will discuss that. So number of road accidents in a day. So in a day, number of accident could be 0. That means कोई accident नहीं हुआ. It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 25, it could be 56, right? But it could not be negative. हम ये नहीं बोल सकते कि minus में accident हुआ है, right? So all these variables where a definite 0 is there and the values are measured in numbers can be considered as ratio scale data. So is it all right? Is it now clear to everybody? This is very important and you will have MCQs based on this discussion. I don't have PPT for this, but I hope you have noted this down and everything is saved and recorded. It will be also uploaded in your Google Classroom folder. So from there also you can refer to this. So these are the four basic types of data based on measurement scale: nominal scale data, ordinal scale data, interval scale data, and ratio scale data, right? Now, let me ask you one question. For example, your enrollment number, right? All of you have your enrollment number. Enrollment number. So, okay, so I will convert this in PDF format, right? This write up, and then I will share this because Rishit has said that please share the PDF of the following theory. Okay, so I will share this, of course. Now suppose enrollment number is one variable and सबका enrollment number अगर हम लोग लिखते हैं, okay, your enrollment number in numbers. Can you tell me what kind of data is this? If it is nominal scale data, ordinal scale data, interval scale data, or ratio scale data? Okay. Tushar is saying it is nominal scale data. Yes, it is nominal scale data because these are just labels, right? These correspond to your names. So you cannot rank or order them. Now some of you might think that इसमें numbers है, suppose 8001, 8002, like this. ये इसमें numbers है, so we can rank or order them. But no, these numbers are not having any value, any meaning, right? इसका ये बस label ही है, so that is why correct. You all are correct. It will be considered as nominal scale data. हम इसे नहीं ascending या descending order में arrange कर सकते हैं. Even if we arrange that, it won't be meaningful. Yes, we cannot do any kind of arithmetic operation to that. Yes, Tushar, correct. Suppose your date of birth. One more I am saying date of birth. Right. With year. If I have the year also. So suppose this is 15 to 1991, suppose. And then 16 to 1991. Like this. Suppose if I have date of birth. What kind of variable is this? Is it nominal scale or ordinal scale? Okay, Tushar is saying this is ordinal scale. Others? Archana, ordinal. Okay, Vidhi, ordinal. Why is it ordinal? Why it is not nominal scale data? Yes? Okay, so you are correct. This is ordinal scale data because we can order them. क्योंकि यहाँ पे even if these are numbers 26 February 1991, 25 February 1991, हम इसे order कर सकते हैं because this is representing something, right? Date of birth. So that means जो senior है या फिर बड़ा है उसको हम पहले रख सकते हैं and then उसके बाद age के हिसाब से. So we can arrange these numbers in form of age with respect to age of the person. So in ascending or descending order, we can arrange this date. So that would be considered as ordinal scale data. All right, one more example. Suppose number of years of schooling. Number of years of schooling. If this is the variable and if I have years of schooling, suppose किसी का number of years of schooling 5 years, somebody 6 years, somebody 13 years, and like this. Number of years of schooling. I mean, it's not that up to +2 school hota hai. Suppose if I have done, graduation also, so that would be also considered as a number of years of, education, you can say. Okay, right. Yes, so that was ordinal because we can rank that. Yes, correct. What about this one? Number of years of schooling. Which kind of data is this? Number of years of schooling, which kind of data is this? Which कौन सा स्केल में हम इसको कैटेगराइज करेंगे? नॉमिनल, ऑर्डिनल, इंटरवल, रेशियो. Ratio scale. Yes, Tushar and Jay. Good. Because we cannot have here number of years of schooling in minus, right? Minus में नहीं आ सकता. It can be only 0. मतलब minimum से minimum it could be 0 and then it can go up to any years. So this would be considered as ratio scale data. So if it is ratio scale data, that means we can add them, subtract them, divide, multiply, and we can calculate mean, median, mode. We can calculate percentage. We can calculate, if we have two data set, we can calculate correlation. We can do regression and any sort of other, testing of hypothesis. Everything we can do. So these kind of data are called highest rank data in data scale. Okay, and interval scale data, there are a few examples, temperature, marks where negative marking is there. So those are interval scale data. All right, so now coming to, we have just, completed this one, data types based on measurement skills. And I hope this is now clear to everybody. Okay, so moving further, qualitative data and quantitative data. Now it is already clear to you. Nominal scale data and ordinal scale data will be considered as qualitative data. So data which is in form of text or where we cannot perform any kind of arithmetic operations, those are called qualitative data, right? So name, gender, religion, even grades, these are qualitative data. Quantitative data, pure numbers. When we have data in form of pure numbers, that is called quantitative data, and we can perform various kind of statistical operations on quantitative data. Then cross-sectional data and time series data. So when we get data from different sources, or sometimes we go and collect data, हम लोग data को दो तरह से collect कर सकते हैं. One is cross-sectional data. Cross-sectional data means this is cross-sectional data. This means in one time frame, in one time period, or in one point of time, I am collecting the data. Okay. So, for example, if today I go for a survey and I collect the income level of all the students of this, family income level of all the students of BBA FM. ठीक है, मैंने आज record कर लिया आपका family income. So this is this data is collected at one point in time. Today, on 30 मार्च को मैंने कलेक्ट किया. So I have all the records which is corresponding to 30 March, right? Or I can, while collecting the data, I can ask the respondents कि last 1 year के basis पे what is your family income, annual income or monthly income, right? So again, it is the point of reference is one time period, last 1 year, right? One time period. So I can say that this is 2020-21 का data है. So that is called cross sectional data. एक ही time period में if I am gathering the data. Time series data, as the name suggests, time series data, here I have data collected at various point of time. So I can have, for example, GDP, gross domestic product. What is GDP? Are you aware of GDP? You must be, right? GDP, gross domestic product. What is meaning of GDP? Okay, anybody? What is meaning of gross domestic product? Come on, just, either you write there or you unmute yourself and say something.
May I?
Yes.
The amount of products or services produced in a country in a particular specific year is called GDP.
So produced in a country, in the domestic territory of the country, right? So that is GDP. Yes, perfectly all right. And also there is a concept of GNP, right? Gross national product. What is the difference? What is the difference between GDP and GNP? Okay, anyway, so this is not, economics class, but a subtle difference is there here. As Tushar said that this is the amount of goods and the monetary value of amounts of goods and services produced in a domestic territory of a country, right? And जब हम लोग इसको लेते हैं कि the amount of goods and services produced by all the nationals of that country, so Indian nationals अगर USA में बैठे हैं, so whatever revenue they are generating in form of goods and services they are producing, that will be also accounted in GNP. So anyway, so that is kind of GDP, GNP. Now these are very common economic indicators, macroeconomic indicators, and these are generally collected and presented over a period of time. So ये एक पॉइंट का जीडीपी, इस साल का जीडीपी सिर्फ हम जान के satisfied नहीं होते, rather we see what was the GDP 5 years back, what was the GDP next again 5 years back. So generally GDP data and these GNP data, these are collected over a period of time. So suppose after suppose liberalization 1991, 92, 93, इस तरह से if I have year, this is year is one variable, and GDP level, this is another variable. And if I have the GDP over a period of time, यहाँ पे some value was there, यहाँ पे some value was there, like this. So this is called time series data. So that means data is collected over a period of time. This is called time series data. Cross-sectional data, I will collect the data in a specific time period, one time only. It could be collected in a single day, or it could be collected in several months. So for example, there are some standard surveys, National Sample Survey, NSS. So National Sample Survey इस तरह का सर्वे जो ये generally employment का सर्वे होता है. They take into account the employment, unemployment figures, how many people are employed in India, and then what kind of employment they are engaged in. For example, manufacturing hai ki service hai, this kind of thing. So these are cross sectional surveys. Cross sectional survey means if the time reference is 2007-8, so that means 2007-8 इस एक साल में या फिर इसके एक 6 महीने के अंदर whatever data they have collected that they present. So that is called cross-sectional data in one point in time or in one period in time, right? And time series data, when we have data collected over a period of time, different points in time. Okay, so that is about cross-sectional and time series data. Now coming to data sources. Data sources. So we need to gather data first and then only we can analyze, right? So nowadays, there is abundance of data. We even, people are working with data generated from Facebook, Twitter, and also, shopping malls and all. So there is abundance of data. All this data, suppose if I collect data from Facebook, Twitter, what do you think? What kind of data is this? Is this primary data or secondary data? Can you tell me? Primary data or secondary data?
Secondary data, ma'am.
Secondary data? Yes, I could not hear you. Is it? Are you saying secondary data?
Yes.
Yes, correct. So the basic difference is in primary data, the researcher or the investigator himself or herself collect data according to his or her need. So the person goes on to field and then they ask, based on survey questionnaire method or maybe interview method, they collect data. So that is called data obtained from primary sources. So if I want to study the study the performance of academic performance of students of Marwari University, and if I go and collect data, मैं select करती हूँ एक sample and then I gather information from all the individuals selected in my sample, that is my primary data. I can use that for my purpose. But the moment I give this data, if I have applied very good sampling method and I have collected very good data set, then what I have a choice, I can publish that data also so that others might also use. अगर मान लो यहाँ पे और भी researchers है जो कि same data को use करके कुछ और parameters को study करना चाहते हैं. So in that case, they can use my data. So if I publish that data and if others are using that data, then it will be secondary data for other person. All right. So सिर्फ जो researcher खुद data collect करता है, that is called primary data. All other sources of data, if it is gathered from website, if it is gathered from these kind of surveys, national sample survey or census data, or from any kind of audit report, annual report, these are all coming under secondary sources. So that is the basic difference. All right, so I have enough time. So let me, okay, 10 minutes time I have. So let me now come to the main topic of our module 1, that is measures of central tendency. So we have already discussed types of data and basic sources of data, how to identify which type of data is this. So everything you have known now, and so let us now go to this measures of central tendency. So measures of central tendency, in your syllabus it is written as measures of central value. दोनों same है. So what we mean by measure of central tendency? So when people talk about an average value or middle value or most frequent value, they are basically talking about mean, median, mode. Earlier also I had told you that these are the basic measures of central tendency. Why this is called measures of central tendency? Because these measures, mean, median, mode, these measures give an idea about how the values of a numerical variable group or cluster around the central part of the distribution. So, see, when we have lots of data, we might want to summarize that data. We might be interested in getting a single value जिसके around data set cluster कर रहा है. So that is why the very first step, after doing graphs and charts. So graphs and charts are not in your syllabus. So generally when we have data, we first prepare charts, graphs, charts, we see the pattern, basic pattern in the data. And then in the next step, what we do, we try to calculate one single value that would summarize the data. And that is why measures of central tendency are also called summary measures. Summary measures. So these are, some of the synonyms. summary measures. Summary measures में सिर्फ central tendency नहीं आएगा, standard deviation and variance, I mean dispersion, measures of dispersions भी आएगा. So all these measures, mean, median, mode, these summarize the entire distribution. It would generate one single value that would give you an idea about the central part of the distribution. That is why it is called measures of central tendency or measures of central value. So I just told you that when people talk about average value, what is the average marks of this class? So then we are talking about mean. When we talk about middle value, middlemost value, the value which is cutting the data set into two equal parts, that is called median. And mode, that is the most frequent value, that means the value which is occurring, which is getting repeated most of the times, that is mode. So mean में भी आपके syllabus में there are different types of mean. The very first All right, so now I hope it is visible and I am audible. All right, so mean, I was saying that you need to add all the values and then you have to divide that by number of observations. So in general, statistical nomenclature, x bar is called as mean, arithmetic mean, and ये जो x1 है, x1, x2, x3, these are the individual values, right? So don't worry about this. So suppose if I have marks, so marks is one variable, and if I have marks like 12, 13, then 28, 44, like this, if I have the marks, so x1 means this is the first marks, x1. x2 means this is second marks, x3 is third, and x4 is fourth marks. So that is how I can denote the marks individually. So that means I have to add all these marks and then I have to divide that by number of observations. So if I have 4 marks, I will divide it by 4. So that is mean, simple calculation. In statistics, sometimes it is also written like this. This symbol is called summation or sigma. ये जो symbol है ये. This is called capital sigma. You will also come across standard deviation जहाँ पे हम लोग इस तरह का notation use करेंगे. This is also called sigma. So this is small sigma and this is capital sigma है, ये small sigma है. Capital sigma, this is used for summation. This is summation मतलब ये denote करता है कि whatever value we are keeping here, everything will be added. So if I write it like this, summation of xi, that means I'll be adding all the values x1, x2, x3 up to xn. So generally we give range here, I is equal to 1 to n, and then divided by n. So that means all the x1, x2, xn will be added and then divide that by n. So you will get x bar. So very simple. This is one example. We have nutritional data of 8 raw fruits. So this data have been taken from US Food and Drug Administration. So this is secondary data, right? It was already published in this US Food and Drug Administration. From there, I have copied that data. So here I have name of fruits and the calories, right? Now, can you tell me what kind of variable is this? Fruits, and what kind of variable is this? Calories. I have two variables here, right? Fruits and calories. Fruits कौन सा type का data हुआ? Nominal, ordinal, interval ratio, and calories कौन सा type का data हुआ? Very simple, but you should be able to identify this. Okay, so fruit is nominal scale. Yes, good. And what about calories? Calories.
Ratio, ma'am.
Ratio scale data. Yes, good. So you know that we can only calculate mean for ratio scale data, right? Numerical data. It could be interval or ratio scale data. So that means mean आप इसका नहीं निकाल सकते. You cannot calculate mean of name of fruits, but you can calculate mean of calories, right? Mean calorie taken. So here the question is, what is the average calorie one can have from these fruits? अगर कोई ये सारे fruits को consume करता है, what will be the average calorie one can get? So that means you have to find mean, because here average is asked. So generally average is arithmetic mean. So it is very simple. You just have to add all these values. You just have to add all these values and then divide that by 8. There are 8 observations. So when you add them, the total is 690. And number of observations, 8. So 690 divided by 8, that is 86.25. So this means on an average, each person would get 86.25 kilocalorie. ये generally kilocalorie में होता है, if they consume these fruits, right? So that is the interpretation. On an average, 86.25 calorie will be taken by individuals if they consume these foods. Now, there are other formula also for calculating mean. If we have ungrouped data, now what I mean by ungrouped data? So that means there are two types of data, ungrouped data and group data, right? Ungrouped data means data आपके raw format में है. For example, here, this data set, यहाँ पे कोई grouping नहीं है, right? I had the calories 130, 50, 110. These are just raw data. These are just numbers, right? I don't have any intervals. इस तरह से नहीं है कि 0 से 10, 10 to 20. This kind of grouping is not there. So this is called group data if I have the intervals, and this is ungrouped data if I have the data as it is. Sometimes I don't have interval, but frequency रहती है, so that will also tell you. Okay, so I think I have covered the, आज का time हो गया, it is 12:41. Okay, so calculation of mean for ungrouped data and group data I will take up in the next class. So if you have any doubt, just let me know, and please do write your enrollment number for attendance purpose in the chat box. So even if I forget to tell you, every day while you log in, just write the your enrollment number for attendance purpose. Okay, and if you have any doubt, just let me know.
Hello.
Yes.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt, but can you just give a short idea on cross-sectional and time series data?
Okay. Cross-sectional data, that means the data have been collected in single period of time. So it could be the data have been collected in one. Suppose मैं अगर आज सबका marks note करती हूँ, so then this data would correspond to 30 March 2021. So this is cross-sectional data, right? I can have data on your names, marks, maybe your family income and other characteristics. So I can have n number of variables मैं बहुत सारा ले सकती हूँ, but the data, everything has been collected in one point of time, right? That is cross sectional data. But अगर मैं data को collect करती हूँ हर एक point of time में, suppose if I have collected your marks today, but if I collect your data when you were, you know, maybe in standard 1, तब का भी मैं लिख के रखी हूँ, स्टैंडर्ड 2 का भी अगर मैं लिख के रखूं, एंड देन इस तरह से मैं हर एक ईयर का अगर आपका मार्क्स लिख के रखूं, जस्ट टू सी हाउ योर परफॉर्मेंस इज, you know, moving ahead. So that will be time series data. If your data correspond to some time period and the data is collected over a period of time, बहुत सारे टाइम पीरियड में अगर ये कलेक्ट हुआ है. सो जनरली इकोनॉमिक सर्वेज कलेक्ट डेटा ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. So GDP, GNP, unemployment, employment rate, inflation, because inflation आपको तभी समझ में आएगा जब आप कंपेयर करोगे उसको लास्ट ईयर का डेटा से, राइट? लास्ट ईयर या 5 years पहले का डेटा या फिर कोई बेस पीरियड का डेटा से. So for all those, you know, economic purposes, generally we collect time series data so that we can compare how, you know, things are moving over a period of time. Is this clear now, Tushar?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so thank you very much. We will meet in the next class and then we will discuss mean elaborately.